Rochester.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the nominees. Dr. Miran, in your testimony, you spoke about the independence of the Federal Open Market Committee. You also said that the independence of monetary policy is critical. So I'd like to begin with a yes or no question as well. Do you believe the Federal Reserve should remain an independent entity? Yes or no?
Thank you, Senator. As I said in my opening statement, the independence of the Federal Reserve is critical to delivering superior long-run outcomes for the economy.
So that's a yes.
Yes.
And I'm really glad to hear this, especially since you've said on the record, quote, "I've always been clear that the independence of the Fed is of paramount importance." During this hearing, senators on both sides of the aisle have spoken to the independence and independence from political influence of the Fed. And literally almost every person, almost everyone, Democrats and Republicans, have spoken to that. So this shouldn't be a controversial opinion. Yet in the past 8 months, this administration has tried time and time again to exert more influence over the Federal Reserve, an independent agency. Here are a few headlines from news articles that I'll be submitting for the record. From Forbes, Trump might greenlight major lawsuit against Fed Chair Jerome Powell. NPR, Trump floats firing the Federal Reserve Chair as White House criticism boils. From the Wall Street Journal, uncharted waters, Trump's attempt to take charge of the Fed. From CBS News, Trump's unprecedented firing of Fed Governor Lisa Cook raises untested questions. Mr. Chair, I ask unanimous consent to submit these articles for the record. Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent. The president has tried and failed to fire Chairman Powell. So now he's on to his latest target, Governor Lisa Cook. She is currently confronting what appears to be an intentional smear campaign and attempted firing. She has and has continued to serve our country admirably. Ranking Member Warren referenced Nixon, but to my knowledge, in the 111-year history of the Fed, no president has attempted to influence the Fed so blatantly and egregiously as our current president. Dr. Cook is a Truman Scholar, a Marshall Scholar, graduate of Spelman College, went on to Oxford. Her body of work is a direct rebuke of the failed promises of trickle-down economics. And it's not lost on me that she is the only and first ever Black woman to serve on the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. First Chairman Powell, now Governor Cook. Who's next? Many of my colleagues have spoken to Dr. Miran's potential conflict of still being employed by the White House and potentially serving on the Fed board. Even in the questioning about whether or not, what are some of the qualifications, what are the powers that the president has, one of the things that you said, Mr. Miran, is I have no legal training on the issue around removal of Fed governors. But that didn't prevent you from writing a 25-page document that talked about that exact topic. The bottom line, the strength of our economy relies on an independent Federal Reserve. And Americans rely on a strong economy to afford the basic goods and services needed to survive and thrive. I hope that I can count on my colleagues to voice all of the collective support for a Federal Reserve Board to stay strong and do that amongst or against any of the president's attacks on this independent operation. I, again, am very concerned for where we're going as a country when there aren't those checks and balances. And again, my colleagues across the aisle all spoke pretty much unanimously to the independence of this agency. And so I look forward to seeing us put our proverbial money where our mouth is. Thank you, and I yield back.
Senator Van Hollen.
Thank you.